I managed to grab these for retail off the sneakers app, and I thought it'd be an easy one to grab actually, and I've seen so many of them, and basically the skate shop that I normally sort of go for a raffle entry didn't seem to have them just yet. And this is the Nike SB Dunk Low Baroque Brown Summit White, and it's basically the big money savings one, and this is the sneaker, and it's nice, it's a cool sneaker, and it was another one of those that I think this is probably the best SB from what I saw online this year in 2024 so far. And I think the other one that I've seen is the Future. I think that's probably like the main one for 2024 in my eyes at the moment, and I've not seen some of the other ones that I've been releasing, and the ones that I have seen haven't really grabbed me. I think this pair and the Future pair is the only ones where I'm kind of like they're sort of really a must-have for me. And what drew me to this pair is I've seen some other reviews online for them, is basically the way they look, the brown sort of material on there. They've used sort of different types of materials as well, so you got this sort of canvas on the toe box, and then this sort of stripy material, almost like what you'd have on a sofa or on a settee. And it's just kind of using those different sort of panels for sort of home decor wear kind of thing. And I know like it was sort of influence from those types of sort of shops as well, like home decor shops. The leather on here feels quite sort of rough to the touch. It's not a smooth sort of suede, it's more sort of rough. You can probably hear that as well, so that's not so bad. And the swoosh is a cracked leather type, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's not so bad on this particular one, so I'd make do with it. And I also like this pattern that they've got on the inside here. This looks more like a kind of like a wallpaper pattern to me, from sort of 70s, 80s. And then around the back, you can see here they've got this Nike logo, which looks cool and different, and probably sort of more emphasizes, I guess maybe sort of early 90s, 80s type font. And then you've got the inner lining as well, which is nice as well. That's kind of got this other sort of material. I'm trying to put my finger on what it's like, and then as you can sort of see in there, you've got this almost sort of crochet style embroidery on the insole as well. And what most people have probably seen is this inner tag that you got as well. It's like 58% off. It would have been cool if this barcode was actually real for at least a certain amount of pairs, and that you could actually grab another pair of trainers for cheap, or at least be able to sort of claim a special pair. That would have been quite nice as a sort of competition piece, but I guess Nike don't tend to do things like that. And I also found like this rope style laces looks really cool, and again sort of quite unique. And on the other pair you can sort of see they've got these two laces, and I quite like the teal laces actually on here, so I think that's maybe something that I might sort of swap out and put in because it matches with the tongue. And then most people have probably seen this online anyway, but it has like this long receipt which sort of indicates savings and buying from a retail shop and saving up your points and that kind of stuff, so which is cool and quite a nice touch. But the only problem is obviously this is going to sort of stay within your shoe, so it makes it a bit difficult to wear, and you probably hear a lot of crumbling noise in there. So but like I said, overall I do like the trainer itself. It's really nice and really cool, and probably the best of 2024 so far until the Futura comes out. So here are the details for the Nike SB Dunk Low Big Money Savings. It comes in a Baroque Brown and Summit White colorway, and these have an insole which has a Zoom AirPod fitted on the heel and a pour-on foam bed in the forefoot, and they also have a file-on mid-plate on the outsole, and it's made up of all leather suede materials, and the price was £120. So with the comfort and sizing, these are on the medium to firm side in my opinion, and much like any other SB Dunk. And however, because of the tech that's in there, they are more comfortable than a standard Dunk, so you do get a bit more comfortability. And the flat footbed is perfect for for skateboarding, and if you want a sneaker that's basically quite sort of neutral on foot, then this is also good to go because it's also more sort of ground feel to it. And usually with SB Dunks they take a little bit longer to sort of soften, so I think anywhere between sort of 3 to 10 hours is better to basically allow you to wear in the sneaker a bit more. And in all honesty, because of the fat tongue and the thicker materials on the inside of the upper, I do recommend going up half size pretty much for everyone, and that's what I tend to do. But you can go, sort of your true to size and be okay with that, especially with this pair because of it having a mesh toe box. You get a bit more flexibility. And the traction is good on these. They're not brilliant. It has a similar sort of traction to a Jordan 1, but I find the Jordan 1 to be a lot more sturdier, especially during sort of the winter time. So with the look and style, I like the brown colour palette on this sneaker. Obviously there are sort of other hints of colour like teal and kind of the off-white, sort of something white colour, and the sort of almost red colour. However, the sneaker is predominantly brown, and that's what's nice about it in my opinion, and the mixture of different materials. And SB Dunks are sort of a classic design really, so you can't really go wrong with a pair of these. And this one I think can be sort of rocked all seasons. It's one of those ones where when you kind of look at this sneaker, even though it has a sort of suede on there, it's quite sort of a rough textured suede, so it should wear in quite well. And they're good for sort of casual, and I think these ones, because of being in a brown colour and they look more sort of shoe-like, you can sort of dress them up smart casual as well. And the brown laces and teal would definitely work on this because of the teal hints all over the sneaker. But you can also put in white and red laces. So with the final thoughts, I like the mix of textures and materials that's used on there. It's a nice thing to sort of tell the story of, sort of saving money and sort of thrift shopping. And also I like the mesh toe box, and I prefer in general with all sorts of sneakers to have a sort of mesh toe box, and in this one they've used a sort of nice material as well to give you a bit more flexibility as well. And I like the nice touch of the sort of tongue coupon. It's not very good obviously for wearing, but it's a nice cool thing to have within the sneaker just to kind of tell the story. With the cons, I think the comfort, like any SB Dunk, it's not like horrible, but it's more on the fact that it's not going to be a plush as other sneakers, so there's a bit of a you have to kind of work with it to get the best out of it. So with the look and style, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's a really nice looking sneaker and probably the best SB Dunk in my opinion to release in 2024 so far. And I also like the comfort. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's as bad as I suppose a standard Dunk, and because of the tech that's in there and it just gives you that sort of padding around it, it's still sort of more comfortable, but like I say, it just takes a bit more time to break in. And the quality, I'm going to give that a 5. The choice of materials and the use of materials in terms of the price that you're paying and the amount of tech that you get in there, I think it's very worthwhile in my opinion. And the pricing, I'd give that a 5. I think SB Dunks is sort of slightly getting towards the upper end of the price range now, where it's like now retailing at sort of £120, which I think is a lot more than say a year and a half ago when they were sort of retailing for 100. It seems to be going up and creeping up. Hopefully it sort of sticks at its price range, but if it starts to go up more than that, then I think I'll be kind of questioning whether they're worth it or not. But with this particular one, because of the materials used, it's they put a lot of effort into it. And overall, I'll give this sneaker a 5 out of 5. I actually think it's really nice, especially with all the different sort of mix of materials and the storytelling, and just a sort of neutral colourway. It's always a good thing to have, really. And I think this pair probably is basically one of the better SB Dunks to release this year. And apart from the Futura Dunks, I don't see any other Dunks at the moment that sort of have caught my eye apart from this one.